Good morning, my name is Matthew Hugo from Weather Commerce, and this is this morning's weather brief on Tuesday the 31st of May. Today's weather brief will cover a summary on the West European 5-day average temperatures, the UK, Europe, Scandinavian precipitation, and finally global weather alerts. Firstly, we'll take a summarised look at the mean surface temperatures across Europe. Starting between days 11 and 15, there is only medium confidence, given a general lack of model agreement from previous days, for temperatures to be generally near or trending slightly below climate averages, particularly across parts of the UK and also some eastern areas of Europe in particular. Between days 6 and 10, confidence levels are once again only medium at best, given a lack of model agreement and also model divergence. At the present time, it would seem that temperatures are likely to continue to be either near or perhaps trending slightly below climate averages, particularly across some central and northwestern areas of Europe, including places like the United Kingdom and Benelux, for example, where temperatures may be at least 2 or 3 degrees below climate norms. Finally, between days 2 and 5, confidence levels are medium to high, given good model agreement and consistency between days 2 and 5 for temperatures to be trending generally above climate averages by at least 2 or 3 degrees across the majority of Europe. However, some southern and southwestern areas of Europe, including Italy and Spain for example, may be likely cooler than average, with temperatures at least 2 or 3 degrees below climate norms. And now taking a closer look at the expected temperature trends across the United Kingdom. And over the next 2 to 5 days or so, temperatures after being at least 1 or 2 degrees below climate averages are forecast to rapidly rise, and by the 3rd and the 4th of June be at least 2 or perhaps 3 degrees above climate averages. This is in association with the development of a significant change in weather, as high pressure becomes the dominant feature of the weather, and as a result introduces much warmer conditions across the United Kingdom. Beyond the weekend of the 4th and 5th of May, confidence levels are medium to suggest that temperatures are then likely to fall. However, there is some uncertainty given divergence within the available forecast models. Despite this, the majority, if not all of the available models, do signal temperatures dropping to below climate averages. As a result, the warm or potentially very warm conditions of later this coming week are all likely to be short-lived. And finally, within the long term, as we move towards the weekend in the 11th and 12th of June, despite continued model divergence, the majority, if not all of the available forecast models do maintain temperatures running below a climate mean of around 15 degrees Celsius. As a result, confidence levels are quite high to suggest that within the longer term, temperatures are forecast to either be around or trending slightly below climate averages across the United Kingdom. And now taking a closer look at the expected temperature trends across Europe. And between days 11 and 15, confidence levels are only low to medium or medium at very best, given some model divergence and a lack of consistency over recent days, to suggest that temperatures across most areas will either be near or trending slightly below climate norms. The latest Benelux model comparison graph helps to explain why confidence levels are only low to medium or medium at best, given that there is quite a significant divergence within the forecast models. Despite this divergence, however, the majority, if not all of the available forecast models have temperatures either near or trending slightly below climate averages between 1 and 3 degrees. And as a result, I expect that the majority of Europe is likely to have temperatures either near or just trending slightly below climate norms within the longer term. Between days 6 and 10, confidence levels are once again only medium at best, given a lack of model agreement and also model divergence. At the present time, it would seem that temperatures are likely to continue to be either near or perhaps trending slightly below climate averages, particularly across some central and northwestern areas of Europe, including places like the United Kingdom and Benelux, for example, where temperatures may be at least 2 or 3 degrees below climate norms. The latest UK model comparison graph, as I discussed earlier within the audio brief, is a good representation, as once again I have used it to highlight that beyond the weekend and the 4th and 5th of May, temperatures are likely to drop, despite there being uncertainty over with regards to just how below climate averages temperatures will become. The latest UK model comparison graph is also representative of many central and western areas of Europe within this 6 to 10 day time frame. Finally, between days 2 and 5, confidence levels are medium to high, given good model agreement and consistency between days 2 and 5 for temperatures to be trending generally above climate averages by at least 2 or 3 degrees across the majority of Europe. However, some southern and southwestern areas of Europe, including Italy and Spain for example, may be likely cooler than average, with temperatures at least 2 or 3 degrees below climate norms. The latest France model comparison graph helps to illustrate this situation, and as you can see, by the time we get to the 3rd and the 4th of June, the majority, if not all of the available forecast models, signal temperatures rising to above climate averages, and this rise in temperature is likely to affect many central and western areas of Europe in particular. And now taking a look at the expected precipitation totals across Scandinavia. And over the next 7 to 10 days or so, there is reasonably high confidence given model agreement and consistency for many areas of Scandinavia, but particularly across central and northern regions of Norway, Sweden and also Finland, to have precipitation totals above or potentially well above climate averages, with perhaps in excess of 100mm in places. However, in contrast, far southern areas of Norway, Sweden and also Finland are forecast to have precipitation totals less than climate averages, as high pressure influences the weather and brings generally dry conditions over the next 7 to 10 days. The longer term precipitation signal as we move towards the middle of June is for precipitation totals to become generally below or potentially well below climate averages, particularly across central and southern areas of Scandinavia, as high pressure influences the weather. Some areas may experience less than 2 to 5mm of rainfall, which is well below climate averages. Yet in contrast, far northern regions of Scandinavia, including the far north of Sweden and also Finland, is likely to have precipitation totals nearer to climate norms. We're now taking a look at global weather alerts which highlight significant deviations from normal. Starting with Australia, the trend from previous days continues today, with precipitation totals across a large portion of the country forecast to remain well below climate averages over the next 2 weeks. Many places may experience little or no measurable rainfall, as high pressure generally influences the weather. Some far western and eastern areas of Australia may have precipitation totals nearer to climate norms, but generally a very dry outlook is expected over the next 2 weeks or so. And the signal continues today for temperatures across many western areas of the United States to remain well below climate averages. Some areas of California, for example, may have temperatures at least 6 to 8 degrees below climate averages, with mean surface temperatures generally ranging between 5 and 10 degrees, which is considerably below the climate averages for the time of year. In contrast, generally warmer than average conditions are forecast to continue across many central and eastern areas of the country. The trend from previous days continues today as well, for low pressure to remain dominant across many southern regions of China over the next 7 to 14 days. Precipitation totals in excess of 150mm of rainfall is possible, as some intense and active thunderstorm activity brings some locally extreme rainfall totals. Thank you for listening to today's weather brief. Goodbye.